This episode of Family Trips is brought to you by the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada. Take your adventures to new heights. Learn more at nissanusa.com.
Here we go.
Hi, Bashi.
Hi, Suvi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm coming from recording another podcast as a guest.
Ugh.
I know. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
But
That's okay.
you know what I liked about it? It was with family members. It was Jessie Ware and her mom, Lenny, the pop singer Jessie Ware, has a wonderful podcast called Table Manners, where it's essentially about food, but it's just sort of a free-flowing conversation. Mm-hmm. But it was funny because their producer was kind of the poshy.
Oh, yeah?
In that
like
we
trying
were
to get him on track?
Yeah, just sort of waving a pencil around to get Jessie's attention off camera, and then said, maybe a bit more about sandwiches.
Yeah. Because that's what that podcast, not knowing about the podcast, that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. With that said, I think it's a free-flowing conversation with a focus on. Maybe that's how we should introduce this. A free-flowing conversation about life, love, and a bit about family trips. The thing I'll say is I really do like family vibes on a podcast, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And also, they had listened to this podcast. I appreciated the research they did because they had a lot of questions about Mom's chicken Kiev sandwiches, which we just talked about in our podcast. So, shout out to them for doing the work.
I feel like also Mom makes a chicken Kiev that is different than most chicken Kievs you'll encounter. I feel like sometimes it's like, because she would make like a filet and and then like roll it up, and other people like sort of like stuff things in. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Moms are the best.
Yeah, the stuffing would be rolled into it as opposed to
not like inserted, which is just unnatural.
Downside: 35% of the time you're going to fully bite into a toothpick.
Yeah.
her little toothpicks are sometimes going to like find their way into the folds and just wait for your big old mouth.
But she also, I will say, she would use toothpicks. Or she will use toothpicks that are colored.
Yep. Pink and green.
A blue. And so you would get a little bit of the dye from the toothpick would sort of signify like, hey, toothpick over here.
Yeah.
She wasn't using she didn't use chicken colored toothpicks, basically, is what I'm saying.
Based on how much Alexi currently talks about red dye and how bad it is for our kids to eat, how do you think she would feel if I told her there was fully dye just in the chicken?
She's probably anti.
Probably anti. Toothpick dye. It's the healthiest of the dyes. I think early on, I was reflecting while doing another podcast about our podcast. I think sometimes maybe we use bad language, but I feel as though without ever talking about it, we've drifted away from that. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I think it sort of, I think it comes out, when it comes out naturally.
Yes.
We're not like broing out in a way that's like trying to show off for other dudes that we can swear.
I think authentically when I'm talking to people, like I might curse a little bit more, but almost like I think I use certain words like a comma. So it's not filthy, but it is, not everybody wants to hear it on their podcast. So this is all a preface to the fact that I've decided not to say the name of this thing that my kids see every day, which is...
Yeah.
All right.
You sent this picture this morning?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some artist in New York, and I mean, it's everywhere. By the way, they tag it, and it just goes to show you that sometimes people don't read the tags. They're perfectly drawn chalk circles.
Mm-hmm. Like exceptionally drawn.
Exceptionally drawn, like a perfect circle.
Yeah.
And inside, very simply written, we'll say bad luck spot, good luck spot. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
I'm not lying when I say we pass about 12 of them on our walk.
Huh.
Axel screams in mock fear every time he sees a bad luck spot.
Will he walk through a bad luck spot?
No. Walks around.
Yeah.
Fully walks around. They get really excited when they see a good luck spot. Anyway, a recent addition in Union Square, 3 circles in a row, kissing spot, hugging spot, and then a spot that starts with a F. And
spot.
F with, and then a ing. Yeah, a effing spot.
Yeah, but with the full word.
Yes, the full word. And I've just decided I'm not going to scold them when they say that word out loud. You know what I mean? It's full reading, and every day they, with so much delight, yell, "Yay, it's the spot." Run over, stand inside it, do a little dance, and it's a real party for passersby.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if street art can sort of lead to those other things, like, so that artist puts that down there, your kids get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And then other people see your kids getting a kick out of it and get a kick out of it. That is like,
right.
That's one of those art begetting joy.
The only
things.
problem is if someone is distracted watching my kids and then all of a sudden they look down and they're right in the middle of the bad luck spot.
Oh, yeah. That's tough. That's tough.
Took my eye off the prize.
I saw you.
We saw each other. It was really lovely.
Yeah. It was great. I saw you twice in 2 days.
Yep.
Which is great. Which was also, it was amazing because you didn't tell me you were coming to Los Angeles.
I almost never do.
But you texted me.
I thought I had. This time I thought I had.
Yeah, you texted me from the plane and you said, "Hey, I'm landing at 1:30. Are you guys home?" And I was like, "Landing where?" And you were coming to LA, and it was perfect. You came over, you got to hang out, have dinner, watch a little basketball on night one, and then the second afternoon, me, Mackenzie, and our friend Jill met you for lunch.
Yep.
At your hotel.
Jill was a real star. I mean,
oh my gosh.
We're going to try to have Jill on. We're going to do a special podcast coming up this summer because we're going back to Amsterdam, and we're going to do a live podcast.
Yeah.
And we're going to get Jill up so that everybody can hear Jill because she is truly one of our funniest, most unique friends. Jill and I were doing a 2-person show when I got hired for SNL. Jill also, for a very smart woman, says words wrong all the time and butchers names. And I keep telling people this was my favorite part of lunch. How did she say the model Naomi Campbell's name?
Naomi?
Yeah. She said it in a way she should have known from the face she was making to say it that that's not what it was.
Yeah.
But we've known her so long that we didn't even correct her when she said Naomi. Yeah. And then she told a story. And then later I said, I met Naomi Campbell once, and then you said, "I think it's Naomi," and that was maybe my favorite moment of the weekend. And then Jill's like, "Wait, what is it really?" It's insane. I also on the way to the airport stopped by to see friend of the pod Ike Barinholtz.
Oh yeah, that's a good stop by. Did he feed you?
No, he had.
Did he make you a drink?
He did make me a very good old fashioned.
Yeah.
And in that really great way when you have a friend like Ike, who when he makes you food or makes you a drink, while you're enjoying it, he also tells you why it's even better than you think it is. You were talking about, we were having lunch, like, what did he do to his Negroni?
Oh, he put it through an egg wash or something.
Just like that. So he's like,
he put an egg in and then he extracted the egg. Yeah. And it's like, to what end? He had just eaten some takeout and there were cold French fries in a box. Would you be surprised that I just ate those without asking? Yeah, that is like probably your favorite meal. Your favorite snack is cold leftovers that are sitting on a coffee table.
For however many days. It does immaterial to me. He also all three of his wonderful kids were there, all three of his daughters. And the two younger ones made a video for Ash because they're going to meet Ash this summer.
Great.
And it's a really funny video where Ike basically says, tell them you can't wait, say you can't wait to meet him. And they say it like in terrible unison. And we all laugh. And I will say this 7-second video is Ash's new favorite movie. Just big ol' hearts in his eyes while he's watching it. It's just funny watching because he just kind of can't wait to meet him, but also, it's like he's shy. Everything about it's great. But
that's amazing.
Jill also, her kids are going to meet Ash, and she suggested, let's do a Zoom. Let's have all the kids meet. And so I said to Ash and Alexi I was FaceTiming them when I was in LA, and I go, Ash, all the kids want to do is Zoom. And Alexi goes, oh, that sounds like it'll be an awkward Zoom. And Ash is like, yeah, that sounds so awkward. And then the next day, I'm walking him to school. He goes, hey, so are we going to do that awkward Zoom? And so I just like that he was like happy to like bully me with Alexi. But then he's like, that awkward Zoom sounds super rad. Can we get that on the books?
Yeah. Also, Jill, who put that together, which is a great idea for all these kids to meet virtually before they meet in Amsterdam, but also included several of us who like don't have kids or aren't bringing their kids in this sort of text chain that just forces us all the way in.
I know. She was like, we want to do a Zoom so the kids can meet everybody. I'm like, no, the kids are going to meet the other kids. They don't have to meet. It was such a weird decision by someone with kids. If somebody without kids had said, this is a good idea, I'd be like, oh, you don't have kids. You don't know. Like, the kids are going to be super shy. The only way it'll be fun is if it's just kids.
Yeah.
So.
Although, I think Mackenzie and I were going to be driving out to Mammoth, I think, during that call. So maybe we'll dial in because we're going to be in the middle of a 4.5-hour drive.
I don't even know. I mean, again, there were so many people on that text chain, I immediately stopped paying attention. One of Mike Barinholtz's co-stars in the wonderful film Blockers is our guest today.
Geraldine Viswanathan.
That's right. Geraldine Viswanathan. She's wonderful. Do enjoy her and do enjoy Jeff Tweedy.
Family trips with the Meyers brothers. Family trips with the Meyers brothers. Here we go.
Hello.
Hey. Hello.
Hey guys, what's going on?
How are you?
I wonder if this is working.
I don't know.
The way you're holding it, it feels like it couldn't possibly be working.
This is right, yeah?
Yeah. I think the fact that you're using a microphone and pointing it at us is a bad sign.
Does that it's a microphone with a windscreen? Does that windscreen, was it designed for that microphone, or is it just
The poof?
Yeah, the poof seems oddly stretched.
Yeah, no, it doesn't fit at all. But they sent me like 5 of these. So
you're welcome.
thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna be recording whatever I can.
It's
All
lovely
right.
to see you again, Geraldine. How have you been?
You too. So good. Simply chilling. How about you?
We're great. You're from Australia.
Famously, yes.
Famously from Australia. For those who are wondering, why is she using this strange voice? This is her natural voice.
Yeah.
What part of Australia are you from?
I'm from a beach town called Newcastle, which is like 3 hours, 2.5 hours from Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very beautiful beaches, very surfy, skatey. But yeah, it's changed a lot. It used to be kind of a bit scary, and now it's like people from Sydney. I feel like after COVID, people have sort of moved there.
It was sort of a scary beach town. What were the?
Was it just rougher?
It was rougher. It was.
Yeah.
They used to call it in Sydney. They'd call it Spew Castle.
Oh yeah. I was going to ask, was there conflict between the two? And it sounds like based on that, yes.
Big time.
Yeah.
I would compare it to maybe like New Jersey, New York kind of thing.
Gotcha. But
Yeah.
like the Jersey Shore, because I guess when you think about it, that might back in the day have had a reputation for being rougher too. So that makes perfect sense. Were your parents like beach people? Were they drawn to it for that?
No, I think that was sort of it wasn't really their choice. I mean, my dad got a job there. He's a doctor, but then he became a beach guy. He got into surfing. But surfing's really hard.
Yeah. Does your whole family surf? Do you surf?
I have tried desperately hard to surf, but cannot get up
There
there.
are 2 ways somebody could say surfing is really hard. One is somebody who's like a pro surfer and wants to let you know. And then the way you said it, which is you definitely aren't that good at it.
not a chance. There are like formative memories of me like trying so hard because that's obviously it was like skate park and like the beach is like where all the hot guys would hang out. So I'm like, come on, we have to enter this space. And naturally it was, I mean, just the upper body strength that it takes. I was just getting absolutely pummeled out there.
Are the waves also, is there an easy, like small place you can go for like, just like small little sets, like easy beginner waves, or is it you sort of are thrown into the deep end because the surf is so big?
I think it's just the surf is so big.
Yeah.
I went to Costa Rica, and the waves there, I was like, oh my God, like this is nice. I'm not like fighting for my life.
Yeah, we went to Costa Rica, and my wife took surf lessons. My boys took surf lessons. But even I, just to say how much I'm lined up with you, I thought it was really hard. Even with the little Costa Rica waves, I was like, this is a non-starter for me. I don't like it.
Could you stand up?
Yeah, but then once I was up, I feel the same way about water skiing, which is once you get up, I don't feel like there's any reward.
Really? You feel nothing?
I feel dead inside.
I've probably stood up on 2 waves in my life. I've only been surfing twice, but it is an insanely incredible feeling. And that Seth feels nothing from it makes me feel like part of him is just dead inside.
Yeah,
but I think we've established that.
Yeah, no, that's...
I mean, I'm not hiding from the part of me that's dead inside. By the way, like, I don't judge people who surf. Like, when I watched, I was thrilled when my boys got up. It made me so happy. But also I realized that, they obviously are lucky not to have the gene that I have, which makes me hate joy. Wait, did you have, what is your sibling situation?
I have one little sis.
And is she like better at stuff like surfing?
She is, yeah.
How's that for you?
It's so annoying. She's really small. And like she grew up doing like gymnastics and vaulting, and she can hop up on a surfboard because she's so tiny. And I was just sort of, monster on the beach.
So it almost seems like what you're trying to do here is establish she does not deserve any credit or for having skill. She's just a tiny person.
Yeah, 100%.
Small people have it so easy.
No, literally, they can flip around and do anything.
Yeah, vaulting, a little person vaulting, that's just, I mean, come on.
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the, if you watch Olympic gymnastics, those women are incredible athletes, but they're not, 6-footers.
No, they're all small.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're basically so small, they're already a little bit in the air.
That's right. We actually need to weigh them down.
They got to put rocks in their pockets.
How much younger is your sister?
She's 6 years younger.
That's a pretty big gap.
It's a big gap.
Did you guys get along when you were kids?
I think I traumatized her. Yeah.
Okay. That's nice of you to own it.
I think all older siblings do. It's this like insane kind of power dynamic.
So, were you aware at the time that you were torturing her?
No, I don't think so.
That's better.
Yeah. No, that's good.
That you have perspective now, as opposed to, no, I always knew I was evil.
Yeah.
I was trying to be evil, consciously.
To be like, remember when you said that I had monkey arms? I think about that every day. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that was me just being an asshole, but that has like impacted your life.
Monkey arms, I will say, would stick. If somebody told me I had monkey arms, I'd maybe never stop thinking about it for 1 second of any day.
But it's perspective, because you could also think like those are like really like lithe, rangy, capable arms.
Well, I meant hairy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So never mind what I just said.
And did your sister need clarification at the time, or was she well aware that you meant?
She knew what I was talking about.
She wasn't like, oh, do you mean lithe and wiry? No.
She was like, no, that's already an insecurity I have. Thank you so much.
Where does your sister, where does she live now?
She lives in Sydney.
Okay. And what
Yeah.
about, are your parents still in Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're they're in Newcastle still. But
House you grew up in?
Yeah, house I grew up in.
Yep.
But then I just got a little shop front in Sydney that my sister is now operating a shop from. which
Get
is-
out of town. What
Yeah.
sort of shop?
She makes clothes.
Oh, great.
She's has truly all the opposite like skills to me. She's very like visual and crafty with those arms and
And it's called the Monkey Arms Boutique, correct?
she's owning it.
It's all long sleeve shirts.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. Support for family trips comes from Square. Hi, Pudgy.
Hey, Sufi.
You know I love a food truck.
Oh, yeah.
Love a food truck. Sometimes I'll be at a farmer's market that'll have a food truck and I'll see, oh my God, they got a breakfast burrito. And I get in line and I'm so psyched. And sometimes these small businesses, you know, they just have a very slow payment system and it's not their fault, right? They're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you just feel so bad because there's so many people who want to get what they're selling and they're just losing so many customers based on the fact that every checkout experience is taking forever. And that is one of the cool things about Square.
Yeah, Square, I mean, you see it everywhere, and when you see it, it sort of gives you peace of mind because you know it's going to be quick and easy to check out and to pay for whatever it is you're buying. And running a business involves a lot of moving parts, and Square helps simplify that. The hardware looks polished and fits right into your space without feeling intrusive, and the software is incredibly straightforward and intuitive. So you don't need any special training, you can just set it up and start taking payments quickly.
With that said, our mom would probably need a little bit of special training.
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm sure
Just her.
that's a
Yeah.
video that someone would have to open for her. But after that, she'd be good to go.
Good news, she doesn't have anything to sell, so we're never going to reach that point. Square supports all major credit cards and payment methods, including contactless options like Apple Pay and Google Pay. Checkout is fast and easy for your customers. Square is designed for businesses at every stage, whether you're just getting started or looking to grow. Gives you the tools to do both without making things more complicated for you or your customer than they need to be.
Square keeps up so you don't have to slow down. Get everything you need to run and grow your business without any long-term commitments. And why wait? Right now, you can get up to $200 off Square hardware at square.com/go/trips. That's SQUARE.com/GO/trips. Run your business smarter with Square. Get started today.
Support comes from Visit Baltimore. Hi, Pudgy.
Hey, Sufi.
Baltimore is a rising star in the U.S., often overlooked. Definitely belongs on your vacation radar, though. Forget the big cities where you end up lost in a crowd. Instead, experience the charm of Baltimore. It's known as Charm City, and it seamlessly combines sports history, art, food, and culture into a one-of-a-kind experience. Pudgy, last week, you remember, we were talking about how good Baltimore seafood is.
I mean, they're known for it, and for a reason.
Crab dip, crab cakes, steamed crabs. But this week we're going to tell you about some of the places, and the names of these restaurants make my mouth water.
Absolutely.
Crab dip, go to the Rusty Scupper. That's in the Inner Harbor. Stunning panoramic views, creamy crab dip, large patio overlooking the water at the Rusty Scupper. Pudgy, where would you go for crab cakes?
For crab cakes, I'd go to Fadley's in the Lexington Market. It's a Baltimore icon since 1886. Known for its jumbo lump crab cakes and secret sauce, it's a must-try. If you're at the Baltimore Museum of Art, don't miss Gertrude's Chesapeake Kitchen, where you'll
Gertrude's,
where you'll find crab cakes and even a delicious vegetarian option called I Can't Believe It's Not Crab Cakes. That one's for me.
For the ultimate steamed crabs, head to Nick's Fish House, perfect name, in Baltimore Peninsula. Wood deck, waterfront views. That'll make you feel like you're in a Maryland beach town.
And don't forget Baltimore's incredible oysters. Head to Mama's on the Half Shell in Canton for classics like coddies, rockfish, and oysters on the half shell. Also, semolina fried oysters. Baltimore's oyster scene is one you don't want to miss.
Start your culinary adventure at baltimore.org. Baltimore is just a quick drive or train ride from New York, Philly, and D.C. Plan your visit today at baltimore.org. That's baltimore.org. Go to baltimore.org. Baltimore's slogan is, you won't get it till you get here. Go to baltimore.org to plan your vacation getaway today.
Here we go.
because it counts technically as a family trip when you go home, I mean, obviously, I've never been. Josh, you've never been, right?
No, but we've got a friend who says we need to go over for her birthday in like 2 years. She's got a significant birthday. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How often do you go?
I go every Christmas,
Great. And how
Yeah.
long do you go for?
like 3 months.
Oh, yeah. There you go. That's just Aussies.
But
That's how
certainly,
you roll.
certainly work must get in the way of it at this point, or do you just tell your agents like Geraldine is a no-go from December to Feb?
She's on the beach. Sorry, guys. I mean, no, last time I had to fly back to Atlanta for a shoot, which was really annoying. It's so far.
Yeah.
But you know, if I'm not paying for it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I do kind of, I feel like generally things slow down around that time,
That's good.
right? Like
Yeah, I think so.
Certainly in December.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Like
everyone's
after Thanksgiving, people are like, see ya.
yeah. Yeah. I
So
agree with
what
that.
were you I'm always curious about when people grow up in a beach town, like
Mhm.
where do you go on vacation since you were assumingly at a place where other people come for vacation?
I guess like the city. Or like, I don't know. I feel like the mountains, people go to the Blue Mountains.
But did you go to the Blue
People, yeah,
Mountains?
people do. Did you?
I
Yo, no, you didn't.
didn't at all.
We don't want you to
Alright.
talk about vacations you didn't go on.
Yeah, redirect this to you specifically.
Totally know people.
I don't even think based on the way you said it, you know what the Blue Mountains are. I said with zero confidence.
No, I mean, we grew up going, honestly, my mom's from Switzerland, so we went to Switzerland.
All right, there we go.
That's
Yeah.
great. How long would you go for that?
We'd go, I mean, it depends, but like pretty much, yeah, every year. And I like went to school there at one point. It would be like, I lived there from like 6 to 8
Okay. Where in Switzerland?
in Basel
Okay.
and also Geneva.
Great.
It was really confusing because I don't speak French at all.
Yeah. How was school? Do you remember? Like, I would say a Swiss school sounds like, I don't know, sounds pretty awesome.
I guess it was. It was like when I went to like an international school. That was cool. I remember I had a teacher called Mrs. Shirt. I loved that.
So it was a Roald Dahl book.
Yeah. But then Geneva was weird because I didn't speak French, but then there was like, so I didn't know what was going on. And we did like, but I would go to French classes, but we would just play Guess Who in English. I was really like, this is
Like all day for like your whole school, like
yeah, or like kind of for like an hour each day.
yeah.
But you have incredible facial recognition. So you don't speak French, but your Guess Who days, obviously.
That's all right.
The speed in which you're like, glasses, mustache.
Did you take advantage of the sort of the outdoor wonders of Switzerland when you were there? Were you skiers, hikers? Were the hills alive with the sound of music?
You'd think.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if the Blue Mountains couldn't get you,
No. I mean, we went skiing. Yeah. No, I totally did go skiing, but it's again hard. I was not a sporty kid.
have you become a sporty adult?
No. I mean,
Okay.
I play tennis, and that's
All right.
something that is sort of surprising for myself.
Okay.
Because there's a bowl involved. But actually, I'm taking that in. Yeah, I have gotten better. I've gotten
That's great. Yeah, pat yourself on the back.
Okay, and that's growth.
Do you play tennis with regularity?
Yeah, every Sunday.
That's amazing.
What do y'all play?
Nothing.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I play a little golf.
Yeah.
I play some lawn games, but I played tennis here and there, but not with any great regularity. But a buddy of mine and I, Devin, will sort of try to dial up a court in Los Angeles every now and again, but it's been a minute.
And I just run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're running the city.
I just run in the city. I run from my responsibilities. Just
You also told me recently, Seth, that you kind of stopped running for a minute and you feel so much better.
I do. I think I was running too much for my old bones. And
It's
then
hard on the body.
it is not good. Yeah, no doctors like, have you thought about picking up running?
On the hardest cement that you can find?
Yeah. Ideally with bad pollution, so you get that in your lungs. Just like pound those knees and those lungs. To no reward.
Do you wear the toe shoes?
No.
Okay, just normal shoes.
Just normal shoes. Yeah, dress shoes. I run straight from work. I don't change.
It's Meyers in a loafer.
Do you my wife and I went on vacation maybe about 10 years ago to Switzerland, but we went in November when everybody says is the worst time to go because it was like very rainy and gray. But I still really loved it because it was, I feel like we saw like 5 cities in 2.5 days because it's not that big and the trains are so good.
Yeah.
That you can just like zip everywhere. And everything, it feels like sometimes you feel like you're in Italy, sometimes you feel like in Germany, sometimes you feel like in France. It's really kind of fascinating.
And you like take a left and you're in France.
Yeah. I loved it.
Hey, welcome to France. It's so fun.
Were you bummed? Were you bummed to move there and bummed to leave, or were you too young to have those kind of opinions about it?
It was whatever. I mean,
that's Switzerland's slogan.
I don't know if I have the authority to do this. We would love to get you as the spokesperson for visitswitzerland.com.
that is the most like Australian in Switzerland ass shit. It was cool. I mean, like I have cousins there, and so that was fun. And my
how did your Swiss mom find her way to Australia?
Good question. She asks herself that to this very day. She's like, what the hell am I doing? She was doing musical theater, studying musical theater in Paris, and my dad, he was born in India, but he moved to Australia when he was 6, and he had to be a doctor, no choice. A classic style. And so he was like, did his medicine degree and then was like, I did it. Fuck you, Dad. I'm going to Paris and I'm going to study ballet and French.
Get out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just like 25 being like, I'm going to give ballet a go. And so he did. And they made a boarding house, like a international student kind of house doing French and ballet. So annoying and cute.
I would imagine your grandfather, absolute full nightmare.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you have a son go to medical school.
Right. I know. He was like, who's...
Yeah.
What
It's like, what are you going to do with your medical degree?
Yeah,
ballet?
yeah.
Is your father graceful?
Not at all.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
I think there was maybe a time, but that was before I knew him.
Okay.
Gotcha. So your mother, musical theater in Paris, meets a French-speaking ballet student.
Not even French speaking, but
French attempting.
French attempting.
Learning on the.
Then wakes up one day and she's like, "Oh my God, I married a doctor who lives in Australia."
Yeah, fully. And now she's like, "Wait, what? Wait, what the hell?" So fair.
Was she excited when you showed an interest in the arts?
Yes, big time. Both of them are. I think that's a big part of why they're so supportive. Is like they're like, well, we couldn't, like, you know.
Yeah, they both had the edge.
They
understood it,
and they understood it big time, and like, are so excited about it and love to kind of like vicariously live through me.
Cute.
You knew early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm curious how you feel, because I was just yapping. I just like was because I feel like that's so much of what we do. And I just, was so like bubble, like just wanted to tell everyone everything. all the
Did they
time.
steer you towards it when you were just like yapping? Were they like, what if we get her on stage and she could yap at other people?
Yeah, no, fully. Well, it was like my mom was in she was in the chorus for Annie in Newcastle, and then she was like, I have this child who yaps. And then they were like, oh, you should, because there was like in my hometown there's public schools, there's private schools, and then there's like public selective schools, there was like the smart school and the performing school.
Right. They
so-
say performing because dumb seemed mean.
yeah. Dumb yapper. So I went there, shockingly. And it was like I auditioned when I was 6. I had to pretend to like walk a dog and nailed it, obviously. And
People still
Was that
talk
like,
about it.
Was pretending to walk a dog, is that like they wanted to see you like mime it?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I had to act that out.
They were like, we're doing a production of Annie, but we can't afford a Sandy. So we need a kid who can believably make it look like there's a dog there. So what was your first gig?
My first gig. I did a Kodak commercial when I was like little. I think I was like 5, 6. For an ad for like a camera company, and
Lines or just being a kid?
just being a kid.
Yeah.
Pigtails. you
Yeah.
know.
Real dog?
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. You're like, I can't do real. I can act like it's real.
We don't need this, guys. Save
Cut
the
the dog in later. Edit the dog in later. But
yeah, you'll want to feel out this dog. But I remember we went to Sydney for it. It was very exciting. And do you remember those like in like the early 2000s, those things that would hang like in the door frame? Those like beaded.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those as a present for being so good on set.
Oh, wow.
They gave you beaded curtains?
Yeah. I guess that's what I wish.
Well, that is the strangest cast gift.
Would you like take weekend trips? Would you guys ever go into Sydney for a weekend, or would you go elsewhere in Australia? Or
Yeah, definitely go to Sydney a lot. I feel like in like Asia is so close to
yeah,
Australia. Like we went to, I mean, a lot of people go to Bali.
yeah.
But we went to like Thailand and Singapore and like Fiji. That's all the stuff that's close.
Yeah, I mean, those are pretty cool places, though.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Don't look down your nose at them just because they were
No,
close.
Hey, I'm just saying.
What were those trips like? What would you guys do?
It would always be like some kind of wildlife sanctuary. I remember going to like an elephant sanctuary and I sat on his head.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty sick.
Was that something that was available, or was that just you doing your own thing?
sitting on the head?
Yeah.
I think I just kind of went for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that Thailand? Was that like?
I was Thailand, yeah.
Yeah, in the north, probably. We've got all those. That's where those sanctuaries are, up in like near Chiang Mai, I want to say.
Yeah.
Josh with a weird flex on knowing where they keep the elephants.
Okay.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like I went to
okay.
Thailand and I went south and I had a terrible trip.
Yeah.
And I always wish I had gone north.
And the whole time they were like, the elephants are up there.
Yeah.
No elephants down there.
Yeah.
Not where I was, but yeah, it was not like the White Lotus where I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you see? Anything? Monkeys?
I saw nothing. I got sick. I got ripped off. I got cheated and mistreated.
Yeah.
But that's me. Back to you.
So, sorry, we just went to a dark place there with Josh. Kicking himself all these years later. He's like, Yeah, is that up north where you saw this elephants? Yeah. I came close once, but went the wrong way, let's just say. So trips were more outdoorsy than cultural when you would go to those places?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, did we do anything cultural? Laughing at culture.
Culture. No, thank you. But would you go to, like, when you were young and went to Sydney, was that something where would you go to like plays and things when you were a kid? Was that something your parents liked to take you guys to?
Yeah, I feel like we went to musicals. Yeah. I remember I was obsessed with Cats, the musical.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that in Sydney in like a tent. That was cool.
Did you do musical theater as well? Do you have a good singing voice?
It's okay. It's fine. It's good. I feel like what happened was I went to a performing arts school where there was like really good singers.
Yeah, and then right away.
And I would always be like, hey guys, like we should all sing together. And then like sing, and then it was kind of very clear who was the weakest link. But it's like fine. Like was possible. But yeah, I was a little musical theater nerd for sure.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same way. There were musical theater majors in college, and then I got the lead in a musical, and I could just feel the sort of anger coming from those musical theater majors. And then when like the weekend, a show is, it premieres and closes in one weekend. There's like 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, and that's it. That's all she wrote. And by the Sunday show, I couldn't sing at all, like, because I just blew my voice out because I didn't know what I was doing with my voice. And I feel like all those musical theater majors were like, ha, like,
whoa,
serves them right.
I never told you this, Posh. It was supposed to run for 2 weekends, but they closed it early because you were.
Shame.
No, I'm kidding.
no.
He wouldn't
Tell
know.
everybody what show you were in, Poshy.
Tommy. I was Tommy and Tommy.
He was Tommy and Tommy because my bro's got star power.
Wait, Tommy and Tommy?
Yeah.
Do you know what the Who's Tommy?
I don't know who's Tommy.
Now it feels like we're doing Who's on first. Who's Tommy?
Yeah. Do you know the band The Who?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. They wrote a musical called Tommy.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Literally right off the bat, you kind of can't explain what it's about because it seems so crazy.
But yeah, it was a movie that Elton John was in. The Pinball Wizard, that song is from that musical. I don't know if you know that. We could just be too much older than you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into this. This sounds.
Yeah. See if we're just making
give it a
up.
couple minutes. Yeah, it does feel like this sounds like some weird long prank. So do you have of those countries that were near you, the Asian countries, did you have a favorite when you were little?
Yeah. We took a trip to Phuket. And I kind of had this beautiful relationship with this baby elephant named Pudgy.
Okay.
And that was like my favorite trip ever. And I remember, I don't know if this is real, but I was like a bit of a psychic kid, and I had a premonition about the tsunami.
Oh. Uh-huh.
And it happened, and I was like, told you. And then
Which is what everyone wanted to hear.
Yeah. Making it about myself. Really comforting in these dark times. But and then I remember hearing that Pudgy like saved a bunch of kids on his back.
Wow. All right. Now, your relationship with Pudgy, I'd love to dig into this.
Sure.
How long did you know? What was the arc of your relationship with Pudgy? Was this a matter of days that he made this kind of impact on you?
So we'd be at breakfast. Pudgy would come up to you at breakfast, and you could give him your leftover watermelon.
Okay.
And I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just feel like, I think we were there for like a week, and just throughout this week, like it was just all about getting to breakfast and giving him my watermelon. And by the end of it, we were like running around in a field. It was crazy.
Do you know if Pudgy's still kicking? Those elephants live a good long time.
How long do elephants live?
I don't know, but I feel like
They don't tell you in the south of Thailand.
I feel like an elephant could easily be 40. I'm guessing.
But we're just going off of vibes.
Yeah.
I think that we want this podcast to both be about family trips and then just wild guesswork on the lifespans of animals. I think 40. Are you going to look it up, Pudge?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
All right.
60 to 70. Oh, sorry. You were
Whoa.
going to guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to take the over, so.
Yeah.
So Pudgy is probably still with us and probably wondering where
you
the
are.
fuck you are. Yeah.
It's like saves all these kids and doesn't even get a.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you send him a letter?
I need to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell? That's crazy. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I mean, he's a hero. We need him.
Yeah. We need more people like Pudgy.
Do your parents come and visit you in the States ever?
They do. They have.
How did they feel when you first moved? I mean, obviously they knew it was based on probably work and being professional.
Yeah, I think they were always like, they were always supportive. They loved LA. Like we came when I was like 15 on a family trip, and they had a great time. They were like, but it was, yeah, things have changed here so fast too. They were like, everything's so cheap. And then my dad visited me like 2 years ago, and he was like, what the hell happened? This is crazy.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors.
This episode of Family Trips is brought to you by Nissan. Hey, Poshy.
Yes, Sufi.
Let's talk about some things that never go out of style.
Ooh, I love this game. Like
Pasta.
bomber jackets,
High top shoes. Jean jackets.
baseball hats.
You know what else never goes out of style?
What's that?
Going big. That's why we at Family Trips love partnering with Nissan, because they know that going big never goes out of style, especially when it comes to the 2025 Nissan lineup. And the Nissan vehicle we want to give a huge shout out to today, the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X.
No terrain is too tough for the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X. It's the most capable Armada ever built. With a new powerful engine, incredible towing capacity, and adventure-ready technology, this is the first Armada to earn the Pro 4X badge.
It's built for the most rugged of terrain thanks to the fact that it's powered by a twin-turbo V6 engine, which means it's ready to give you the freedom to explore further and to propel your adventures to new heights. So thanks again to Nissan for sponsoring this episode of Family Trips. Explore further with the Nissan Armada Pro 4X. Learn more at nissanusa.com. Intelligent four-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Support comes from House of Atlas. Hi, Poshy.
Hi, Sufi.
I love a good shave.
Yeah. You know, I don't often shave all the way down to the close skin shave.
Yeah.
But we got these razors from House of Atlas, and it makes your skin like a baby's bottom.
Yeah. And you've got a baby face to begin with.
Yeah, I do.
So now, I mean, you look like 4.5 years old.
Yeah.
The other thing, not only does it give you a great shave, it looks incredibly sleek sitting in your bathroom. And it's very nice to have something that doesn't make you look like you've put no thought into how your bathroom appears, especially if you share your bathroom with someone who enjoys things that look sleek.
Yeah. I mean, you feel pretty cool when you got one of these razors.
Do you remember when we were younger? You probably don't remember this. I bet we were like 7 or 9, but I remember you screamed at me once, "There'll never be more than 4 blades on a
I
razor," and
remember
you
that.
slammed the door.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to eat crow, because the blade head of House of Atlas has 5 US-made stainless steel blades that glide right through your facial hair. High-performance serum strip that's infused with ingredients like aloe, vitamin E, and shea butter, which reduces irritation and helps prevent ingrowns.
Yeah. The coolest part is the precision trim edge that's revealed by flipping back that serum strip for straight edges and detailing. If you want to get those clean lines, House of Atlas has you covered.
And now for a limited time, they're offering 15% off your first order when you purchase any razor kit and the before and after set, which includes the precision shave cream and calming aftershave. Use code TRIPS at houseofatlas.com. That's HOUSEOFATLAS.com with promo code TRIPS for 15% off your new razor kit and before and after set. Stop wasting money and time on shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, and cost way too much. Visit houseofatlas.com today. Trust me, you will love it as much as I did.
Do you want to do the spelling address where it doesn't sound like a demon sort of creeps up out of your throat in the middle of it?
HOUSEOFATLAS.com. Support comes from Helix. Hey, Pudgy.
Yeah, Sufi.
Do you have a wearable device? I'm a wearable device guy these days.
I don't. No,
Yeah.
I don't.
I got one of these rings that tells you how you sleep, and it's really nice because you like to know how your body is behaving when you're not awake to watch it. But also,
Yeah, you like stats too. You've
I
always
like
liked
stats, but I don't like bad stats. And one of the things about these wearable devices, sometimes their news is not great.
Right.
And they're like, hey, you are not sleeping well. And, for me, I'm just now, like, I'm fully just waking up sometimes with, bad neck, bad back. I'm getting a little bit older. But I got myself one of these Helix mattresses.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Man, oh, man.
They're pretty fantastic.
Yeah. On their website, there's a quiz that you take, and you sort of describe you and your partner's sleeping, habits. Do you sleep on your back, your side, your stomach? Do you like things firm, soft, medium? And they've got so many different mattresses, and you can dial it into what you specifically need. And then we got this mattress, and it's the best.
I've had immediate improvements in my sleep tracking. And to echo what you just said, when my stats are better, I'm in a better mood, because also it means I slept better.
Yeah. I used to sort of sleep in I'm a side sleeper most of the time, and I'd wake up with like sore shoulders because the mattress was just too firm. But I do like a firm mattress, but now I've got this Helix mattress that's firm, but with a little bit of softness. Like it splits the difference between medium and firm, which is what I needed, and it's a dream.
I would say between medium and firm is kind of splitting the difference between mom and dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to helix.com/trips for 20% off site-wide. That's helix.com/trips for 20% off site-wide. Helix, HELIX, sleep.com/trips.
Here we go.
What, when you went when you were 15, were there things that you wanted to do? Did you want to sort of, in terms of Los Angeles, did you want to do Hollywood-y things? Did you want to do the, Universal tour and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
Or like doing the celebrity house tours and like,
Uh-huh.
I was like looking up where premieres were happening and would just like show up and get autographs and like, which sometimes ended up being like the highlight of that trip was we got into the Bridesmaids premiere.
Oh, wow.
How did that happen?
We were just waiting outside and I was kind of screaming and crying and they were handing out tickets and so we all went in. It was crazy. It was like
I feel like I haven't had anything that cool happen to me.
You just have to
can't
wait at some barricades. You just have to go on like it was like seethestars.com or something.
Yeah. And you got in. The whole family got in?
All got in.
I mean, for a young person who loves comedy, I have to imagine that was transformative.
Best night of my life.
I mean, come on.
When you're screaming and crying to get tickets, is your sister screaming with you, or is she sort of rolling her eyes at you?
She's like,
If you're 15, she's 9, so...
Exactly. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
Josh went to the gifted school in Australia.
I went to the gifted school.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yes. Quite cool. Yeah, no, she was like, I want to like, go home and like pretend to be a duck or something. Like she was like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know who are these people.
Right.
But we were obsessed with the IT Crowd, that show.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris O'Dowd was
Of
there.
course.
We're both really excited to see Chris O'Dowd.
Mhm.
It's really good.
But no, Bridesmaids, she, I think it was someone crazy. It was like Jack Black or someone was like, you watched the movie? And like pointed at my little sister. And we were like, yeah, she had to close her ears sometimes. Ha ha ha. And then we were like, oh my God. We just had a stunning interaction with Jack Black.
I think I told this. I'm sure I did. But last time I was in LA, I was going to walk. I was like, I'll walk. I was going to meet somebody at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And I looked on the map and it was like a mile from my hotel. And I thought, it's a beautiful day. I'm just going to walk in LA. And 2 different Star Tour buses went by and somebody screamed, hey, it's Seth Meyers. And I was just like walking, looking at my phone. And in both cases, I was like, oh, this is not.
In shorts and dress shoes.
Shorts, dress shoes. Not my best
Shaven.
moment.
That would have really made their trip. Like,
I hope so, but it didn't make mine.
right. Well, it's like now
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the other side and I'm seeing how insane it is to do that, to
Yeah.
show up to a famous person's house and be like, we love you or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
nobody wants that. But at the time, it's a thrill.
Well, I mean, the premiere is the best possible outcome because you were seeing famous people at a time where they have elected to be seen.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in glam and that's true. But then I remember also seeing like Matt LeBlanc at Ralph's
Yeah. That's pretty good.
and that being really exciting.
Yeah.
Just raw every day. He was so nice. But
Oh, so that means you did approach him.
I actually couldn't do it, but my dad did.
Oh,
On
great.
your behalf. Did you have like an autograph book?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still have that book somewhere?
Yeah, it'll be in my childhood bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What do you think? What's the best autograph you ever got?
I remember getting one from Chris O'Dowd. I think Kristen Wiig maybe did one.
All right.
Like pretty much all the Bridesmaids cast.
I mean,
and
it's pretty good. That's a very good start to an autograph book, the Bridesmaids cast.
pretty epic.
Then you worked with one of our oldest friends,
Who's that?
Ike Barinholtz.
Oh my God.
We've
Yeah.
known Ike
That piece
forever.
A long,
and
long
by the
time.
way, Ann K. Cannon is one of our oldest friends.
Oh my God, true. Is this like Chicago days?
Chicago and then Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Because we all worked together in Amsterdam.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long was Amsterdam?
2 years for me, 3 years for Josh.
Yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
It was an improv show in Amsterdam?
Yeah.
There's an American improv comedy theater based in Amsterdam. And so it was me right out of college and Seth maybe a year after college.
Yeah.
He moved over there. Yeah.
And we were just there with this incredible list of people, Ike and Kay being 2 of them. It was really awesome.
Oh my God, that's heaven. And you're just like cracking up and then getting a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
Truly that. And then just living, I mean, again, to live in another country and do what you love with this like incredibly tight-knit group of people, it was the best. There was like weirdly less distractions because we were all like, all right, this is why we're here.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God.
It was the best. And that's a great movie, Blockers. Shout out to Blockers.
Yeah.
Shout
Shout
out
out to Blockers. Yeah.
Super funkin' funny.
Aussies classically travel for, months at a time. Would you ever do trips with like school friends where you'd go, we're going to go, for a month and just backpack around Europe or whatever? Did you ever do any of that stuff?
I didn't really do the like backpacking around Europe thing. We did have you heard about Schoolies?
No.
Schoolies? No.
It's this thing, it's like when you finish high school in Australia, everybody goes on Schoolies, which is like a trip with your group of friends. And it's either like Gold Coast, or Fiji. We went to Fiji. People go to Bali, but it's like, and we went. Yeah, it's just the trashiest experience of your life, and we went with like it was called Unleashed.
Schoolies
Now that I think-
Unleashed.
Yeah, we went with this like group that was called Unleashed, and went to Fiji, and we went to the cheapest island, which was a mistake.
Cheapest for a reason.
Cheapest for a reason. And we could kind of see the other slightly more expensive, bigger island. And one of my friends' boyfriend was on that island. And she was just the whole time crying, being like, I wish I was on that island. But we were just, it was like us, so like theater nerds, and one other group from like a really dodgy school. It really was like kind of nightmare scenario. Just like yeah. But
It was the idea with schoolies is just to like drink a ton and like, yeah, okay.
because it's like everybody's like 18 and school's over.
It's one of those great Australian slang words where literally no thought went into it. What are we gonna call it after it was schoolies?
Schoolies.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's just go with that.
Did you ever go on or have you heard of Kontiki tours?
Yes.
Yeah. When we were working in Amsterdam, every now and again, a Kontiki tour would be coming through and they would come to a show. And there were like maybe 300 audience members at our shows. And like there would be nights where 120 of them were Kontiki, and it was
Disaster.
a problem. Yeah.
Because
they had maybe 1 or 2 nights in Amsterdam and they were ready to get their Amsterdam on, and not great audience members.
Yeah, not a great theater audience.
Yeah.
Oh my God, right. They're like, I mean, because Amsterdam can be debaucherous. It's like, it's a party place.
And I think if you're on a tour where you're going to a bunch of countries, you highlight that Amsterdam stop and you're like, well, we're going to go for it in Amsterdam.
Lose our minds.
Yeah. There was a real schoolies vibe.
Comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a lot of, it was like all Australia. Is it all Australians?
New Zealanders as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I know is different to you, but like
Thank you
to
so
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to us, it's like, all right.
Different place. Yeah.
Wait, can you do me a favor? All right. Can you do a New Zealand accent for me? Because I feel like if I hear an Australian person do a New Zealand accent, it might actually help me.
Yeah. Fish and chips.
Yeah, that's the one we used to do on the stage.
Yeah. Penguins.
Yeah, I feel like it's all a little bit clipped and shorter.
Just a little bit up here.
Look at all the penguins.
Look at all the penguins eating their fish and chops.
All right, we just mentioned penguins, so now it's time on Family Trips where we guess how long does a penguin live? Quick round the horn. How long do we think a penguin lives? I'm going to say 4 years.
16.
4. Yeah, I'm going to say, I'll say 22.
Okay, look it up, Poshy.
All right.
Let's
Keep
find out.
talking.
By the way, mine was eaten by a walrus. That's why it's only 4.
Okay.
You're allowed to also say you guys are doing natural causes. I'm doing eaten.
Oh.
15 to 20.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to you guys.
Some individuals live considerably longer. I don't know what that means. Considerably.
Wait, can you one more time in a New Zealand accent talk about penguins?
The penguins?
Yeah.
Penguins can. Did you know? No, fuck.
Yeah.
Penguins can live from 15 to 20.
That's really good. This is very helpful.
It's not bad.
Penguins. Also, I need to have a word to help me get into an accent. And now forever when I do New Zealand, it'll be penguins.
Yes.
Like just backstage when I'm, I don't know what I'll be doing. Doing some what are the famous New Zealand plays? Penguins. Penguins.
That's the name of the most famous New Zealand play.
Oh, that's true.
The Penguins.
Penguins.
This has been so lovely talking to you. Before we let you go, Josh is going to ask you a lightning round of questions that we ask all of our guests.
Okay.
All right, here we go. You can only pick one of these. Is your ideal vacation relaxing, adventurous, or educational?
Relaxing.
What is your favorite means of transportation?
Carriage.
Carriage. If you could take a vacation with any family, alive or dead, real or fictional, other than your own family, what family would you like to take a family vacation with?
Whoa. The Simpsons?
Oh, The Simpsons.
Oh, great.
Also, when you say carriage, does carriage mean car or does it mean like horse and carriage?
It could. I just thought that was sort of like an umbrella term, like horse and carriage, or like like a rickshaw, like any
Right.
kind of.
They're,
Carriage.
by the way, they're all available because no one else has ever picked them.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Whatever you want of those. Yeah.
If you had to be stranded on a desert island with one member of your family, who would it be?
Oh my god. Oh, everyone would be so useless. Maybe my dad.
Okay.
He could-
And you are from Newcastle, correct?
That's right.
Would you recommend Newcastle as a vacation destination?
I would actually.
All right.
If you guys go, you should check it out.
Today, when you were growing up, maybe not.
Well, that's exactly
Yeah.
right. I it's crazy that I even can say that now, because at the time I was like, get me out of here. This is hell. But now I'm like, you can get a little coffee, sit on the beach. Like it's
All right.
a cocktail, it's cute.
Yeah. I think everyone goes through that phase where you're like, your hometown just feels like not the place you want to be.
Completely.
And then nostalgia kicks in later and you're like, oh God, that was great.
Yeah, totally.
Not for everyone, but for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And Seth has our final questions.
Geraldine, have you been to the Grand Canyon?
No.
Do you want to go?
Are you inviting me?
Sure.
Yeah, I would go.
All right. That's different than want to.
No, interesting.
You don't totally. Don't try to sell us on totally
Yeah,
after this
no,
answer.
I caught myself being like, wait, I should go. Yeah, I guess it's not really on the top of my list, but
Yeah. Doesn't
Yeah.
sound like it.
you're
Yeah.
going, right? Oh, you went?
We went
Yeah.
last year, but just for like
So
a
the
few
softest of yeses from Geraldine.
hours from Geraldine. Yeah. We'll take
Grand
it.
Canyon. Yeah.
Also, if you could also do their sort of slogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Whatever.
you
Yeah,
you
sure.
should
I
go.
would go.
With
The
a
Grand
question
Canyon.
mark.
I would go.
Yeah, I would go.
Question mark.
Thunderbolts, May 2nd. It's really first foyer into the Marvel world.
That's right.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It's a great cast.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm excited and scared, but excited.
Well,
Great.
we're very excited for you. I can't wait to see it. It's always lovely to see you. Please come back on the show soon.
Oh, yes, I'll come with more trips.
Great. Well, no, you can come on my talk show too, and we can talk about anything else too.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always, as your name to read, I think is intimidating, and I always remember this for nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're the only man in town who can say it.
But it's the best. It's the most helpful. I literally never. Once you told me, it's like just say it like this for nothing. I'm like, great.
Hey,
Never forget it.
But then the first name starts to become an issue.
Great to see you.
Thank you,
too.
Geraldine.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Be well.
Bye-bye. Be well.
This